goodness, I just need to get a good stretch. Oh. Whew. Man. Sorry, atheists. This body's a temple for the Holy Spirit. I gotta take care of it.
Are you trying to turn me on? Dude, it's not working. Hello everyone, I'm with me, and today we're going to be responding to a video called One Question Atheist Can't Answer Correctly. Before I start this video, I just want to let everyone know, off topic, I already did this recording, but I sounded bad for some reason, so I'm doing it again, and I already was like editing the video, and then I'm like, I want to redo the recording now, and it kind of sucks, but whatever. Let's go.
So, a lot of atheists like to say some really silly things like the God of the Bible promotes forced slavery or involuntary slavery. Oh my goodness. But, you know, after talking to atheists over the years and dealing with so many different types, which, here, they kind of sound like this. Got any evidence for your God?
Well, do you?
You believe in a book of fairy tales? Hey, did you go see Harry Potter?
Is your joke that atheists believe in Harry Potter or something? Because, we don't.
Straw man.
Sometimes people of both the non-religious and religious side use a straw man argument. It's okay to call people out on it.
What do you mean, give you evidence that I exist? It's pretty clear that I exist.
One way to prove the existence of myself is using a Q-tip and swabbing my mouth, and then I can observe the saliva under the microscope, and I can see the dead skin cells and whatnot, or whatever's in my saliva. I don't know. I did that in middle school. I don't remember, but yeah, I think that's plenty of evidence, and even if it isn't, it's more evidence than what we have for your God.
You can't use the Bible to prove the Bible.
You can't. Well, what's your point? Is your point that you can? Because if that's your point, then you're wrong.
Us atheists are free thinkers, unlike you Christians.
That guy sounds like an asshole. Don't let people like that sour your view of the entire atheist community.
What do you mean, where do my thoughts come from? My brain. So I do whatever my brain tells me. But I'm a free thinker.
What?
What do you mean, can I give you a verse where Jesus commands to kill? Runs to Google. Verse where Jesus says to kill. Luke 19:27. Ha! Luke 19:27. Right there, buddy. Bring them before me and slay.
He still provided the verse for you, didn't he? Who cares whether he had to look it up or not? It's not like you can expect every atheist to know everything about the Bible.
Us atheists are not religious, even though we have churches popping up.
No. Atheism is a disbelief in God, not a religion. The whole atheist church thing is not because we're religious, it's because some atheists, believe it or not, used to be religious. Those atheists want to go to an atheist church for a sense of belonging. Besides, even if atheism was a religion, it doesn't invalidate our view on God anyways.
We don't believe that the Big Bang came from nothing, we just don't know yet. But we're gonna get the answer soon enough, Christian, just you wait.
We might never get the answer to that question. Or we might. Who knows? I'm not just going to assume a God created the universe because that's a cop-out answer. If I chose that answer, I'd be intellectually dishonest with myself.
Okay. You mean to tell me that there was a worldwide flood? Got any evidence for that? What do you mean we found sea fossils on top of mountains? I gotta Google this. There's gotta be an answer. Come on, atheist community. Ah, atheist forum. Okay, that's a good answer. I like that. That's what I'm believing.
Sometimes you don't know the answer to questions, so you have to look them up in order to figure it out. Like I said before, just picking an answer and agreeing with it is definitely a cop-out. However, if the answer that you picked is convincing to you, then why not use it?
You're just blaming everything on your God. That's all you're doing. What do you mean we're doing the same thing with just science? Science isn't our God. We don't worship science. Oh, yes, you do.
Oh, no, we don't. Science is literally observing everything around us to find answers to questions we don't know. Science is testing theories and ideas to see what makes things work? We can't really worship that. It doesn't make any sense.
You do worship science. See, Jesus teaches us, for example, you can't love both your money and God. You can't serve two masters. Well, who literally serves their money? Who goes down on their knees and prays to a pile of money? But Jesus taught us that you can literally worship the money in your heart. It doesn't have to be external. In your heart, atheists, you worship men and science more than anything else.
I love science so much. Oh man, it's in my soul, it's in my being, it's in my heart. I love you, science. I love you, and I will do everything for you. And I will do anything for you. Screw off, man. Science isn't something like money. Money is a material object that people use to buy stuff. Like, expensive stuff, food, or, stuff that makes us greedy. Science is, again, observing stuff, figuring out stuff by testing ideas, theories, and hypotheses. Hypothesis, I don't know how to say fucking hypothesis. Whatever, you get the idea. Your money example doesn't work because money is a materialistic object that can be used to gain stuff. Science is literally just observing the universe around us.
That's where you run to for your answers, and that's why you are atheist.
I actually prayed to God for answers. I asked him, why are there so many bad things in the Bible? He didn't answer me, and it felt like I was betrayed. After that, I looked for answers elsewhere, and sure enough, here we are.
The whole point I'm trying to get to is this. Atheists like to say that the God of the Bible promotes forced slavery. Well, wait a second. Forced slavery? There's no evidence for that, is there? Show me the evidence, atheists. I want to see the evidence.
There's a link in the description about slavery. Take a look, I'd appreciate it.
So of course you're going to give me Leviticus chapter 25 verses 44 through 46. Although I disprove that, simply seeing in verse 47 that if somebody was a foreigner themselves, they could own a Hebrew, clearly meant that not all of the Jews were to go and take captive all of the foreigners. In addition to that, the God of the Bible promises to force out the wicked. The Canaanites were sacrificing their children, and the God of the Bible wanted to drive them out of the land. So if they didn't want to abide by his laws and stay in that land, they could do that. Or they had the choice to sell themselves as a slave, where they would be a slave forever, all of their life. And knowing that their children could be that too. But that was their free will choice. They had the freedom to do that. And if they didn't want to do that, they could have simply moved out of the land and gone to a different place to live. Because honestly, if someone was that poor to sell themselves into slavery, they probably didn't even own land to begin with. And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and thou shalt love him as thyself, for you are strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. So it looks like God is telling them, hey, remember how you were once slaves unrighteously in the land of Egypt. Make sure you don't do the same to these people. You're supposed to love them as yourself. Do not vex them. Don't take them captive. So wait a second. Right there, we see, atheists, that the God of the Bible is actually telling the Jews to love their neighbor, the foreigner, the stranger, the non-Jew in their land as themselves. The God of the Bible still did not want to tolerate the strangers for their evil practices such as child sacrifice and sleeping with their moms, and doing sacrifices to idols and other pagan gods, which are really devils. So God didn't want to tolerate that, but to love their neighbor as themselves, basically to not oppress them, not take them captive forcefully. So this is evidence that the God of the Bible was 100% against forced slavery.
Now hang on a minute. There's still questionable things said on this website that I linked down below.
Voluntary slavery is a different thing that he permitted. Because again, there's more evidence in Exodus chapter 21 verse 16 that if a man steals a man and uses them for their own or sells them, he's to be put to death. Now that doesn't mean kidnapping, and that doesn't mean just taking another person's slave, because in that verse it says literally any man. That could mean a foreigner too. Anybody. It doesn't just mean a slave, it could be anybody. So it's interesting, the God of the Bible seems just, fair, and perfect. Atheists, are you for putting somebody in prison when they commit a crime that's so big that you'd put him in prison for life?
Well, that depends. If it is a crime that's big, like murdering or rape, prison's the place to be.
But you don't like the God of the Bible, who wants to do a life jail sentence to a Canaanite who sacrifices his children to the devil?
Nah, in this instance it seems fair. Although it does sound like God is just taking over land and telling people to go somewhere else, sacrifice children somewhere else, but, maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself.
Well, that seems pretty hypocritical of you.
No, I agreed. Punishment for sacrificing children should be something serious.
Where's the double standard coming from? Or is it because you hate God?
Alrighty then. That was smug. You know, I really don't like it when people say I hate God because I don't. God doesn't exist, and I can't really genuinely hate something that I believe doesn't exist. I mean, hell, I don't even hate any human beings here on Earth. Sure, some people are assholes, but that doesn't mean I hate them. Hate is a strong word, and hate is something I hope I won't ever feel towards anybody. Even you, Mr. I'm a smug asshole. I don't hate you, and I don't hate God either. But I do hate ending videos. Oh, get it? No, okay, I'm leaving. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like if you did, and let me know if you want me to respond to more of these guys' videos, because, you know, he seems to have a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye-bye.